It's mostly science and fiction. Mostly.
Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets is Luc Besson's latest orgasm explosion on the big screen. The movie is based off the French comics Valerian and Laureline, which ran from 1967 to 2010. It's a very, very beloved comic in Europe. Luke said he always wanted to make Valerian and a Laureline movie, even way back in the 90s, but it would have been impossible with current technology. But now, with the power of the future, here it is. Obviously, there will be a zillion spoilers, so like, if you haven't watched this movie, then go and do that. Like, well, why are you watching this? Why are you watching this even? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Valerian and the many planets, City of the Planets, or whatever, has a pretty tried and tested story flung into a colourful and alien-ridden universe. Its plot is fairly simple, but I will go over it anyway. At the start, we see how the City of a Million Bajillions came about. It started off as an international space station, slowly growing in size as different nations docked and made it their home. Over the years, with the addition of many races and eventually alien races, the space station turned into a space city. A city of 1,000 planets. Get it? Because like species from so many different planets made it. Now you get it. It got so big that those in charge started to worry about its gravitational force having an effect on Earth, fucking with the tides and shit. So they ended up having to send it somewhere else. There it continued to grow in size and become a beacon of hope and cooperation for all species in the galaxy. Home to millions of citizens, the city of a bajillion reptilians is called Alpha. So that's the city which the film is named after. Now, before I break down some important scenes, I'll just go over who the hell Valerian and his sexy partner Laureline are. Valerian, by the way, which sounds like a cream you'd put on a pussy vag, and his sexy partner are spatio-temporal agents. At least they were in the comics. In the movie, they are agents from a special police division to preserve peace through the universe. So yeah, they're basically like space cops or like space spies. So after the opening scene with the creation of Alpha, we get a big old bloody clam people scene. These less technologically advanced fish people live on a paradise planet called Mule. Their species is referred to as the pearls. Also, they fish for pearls because they like them or something. Like, who knows, but they seem to really like them. They're almost obsessed with them. It turns out that the pearls are an extremely powerful source of energy, but the hermit crab people don't give a shit because they're primitive as fuck. It's not specified how much energy the pearls can produce or contain, but it was mentioned that one pearl contains at least 10 times as much power as Valerian and Laureline's ship. The spaceship is funnily named the Intruder, also known as Astroship XB982 in the comics. The ship is an intergalactic spaceship, and if you bloody know anything about bloody intergalactic bloody travel, you know it takes a bloody lot of energy to get those bloody distances. Bloody hell. So yeah, the pearls are like, I'll try to say this as delicately and intelligently as possible, fucking powerful, cunt. Anyway, the clan people get all blowed up because a massive spaceship crashes into the planet, which triggers an apocalyptic event. Kinda like the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs on Earth. Anyway, a few of the fishermen survive by taking shelter in one of the crashed spaceships, and they eventually figure out how to fix it and make it spacefaring. Not sure how a bunch of slimy, primitive, fish-faced Neanderthals managed to pull that off, but anyway, they did. I guess they're like really smart clan people or something, I don't know. Anyway, all this happened years before the main events we see in the movie. Oh yeah, one of the clan people, the princess, she got exploded, and when doing so, her soul got transported into the main protagonist, Valerian. See, when the crab people die, they send their spirits out into the universe or some shit, I don't know. But anyway, more on that in a bit. Skip ahead a few years and we get some fun action scenes like this interdimensional space market. I'll explain this briefly. The market exists in another dimension and you can view the market with these goggles, right? So if you see shit you like, you can buy it and use interdimensional transporters or dimensional portals to bring stuff back. Valerian utilizes one of these devices so he can bring a gun into the other dimension while his body stays back in our dimension. Basically, the crates are like wormholes and the glasses let you see the world you're in while not actually being there. It's kind of like virtual reality, except that the virtual world is a real world and not a digital one. So yeah, this is not a digital world in a computer somewhere, it's actually a physical place, but set in another dimension. Dude. Anyway, the fish people are there because they want their little gross replicator thing back that shits a lot. You know, it's that little thing that's like, it's called a mule converter or converter, and mule being the planet it's from. And for reasons unexplained, it can take a little object that it eats and basically duplicate it a whole bunch of times. So it's magic. It's basically a magical little gross armadillo thing that shits diamonds, or pearls, or whatever you force it to eat. So yeah, imagine this little thing with the super pearls. You've got unlimited energy. It's pretty insane and obviously highly sought after. So what the fuck happened, man? What's going on in this movie? So a few years earlier, there was a big space war between the humans and another alien race. The pinnacle battle took place randomly over the clan people's homeworld, Mule. The human forces, led by Clive Owen's character, Commander Aaron Flit, Anyway, the humans seemed to be losing the battle, and in desperation, Commander Clive ordered the use of a massively powerful weapon. A doomsday device, if you will. He knew if he uses the weapon, the planet below would be most likely bombarded with wreckages. And more importantly, he knew that the planet was populated, but he valued the life of his men and crew and women or soldiers or whatever over the lives of what he calls primitive savages, or something like that. So he fires the weapon, they beat the enemy and destroys the planet Mule, the clan people's world, in doing so. We learn all this at the end of the film. So years later, back on Alpha, there is a mysterious black zone in the center of the city, meaning no one who has gone there has ever come back, meaning it's shielded from scans and whatever. What happened, as mentioned above, is the clan people who survived in one of the wrecked ships made their way to Alpha and started trading and shit and building up their wealth, and they started building a new massive ship that could replicate their lost homeworld. They just need the Pell and the Mule converter, but there's only one Pell and one converter left. The whole time, off camera, Commander Clive is trying to wipe out the remaining clan people. He wants to hide all evidence that their species ever existed. He's just covering his ass, because during the battle he committed genocide. His excuse is, as mentioned before, he was trying to save the lives of his soldiers. His excuse for the cover-up was that he was trying to protect the reputation of the human species. If word got out that he committed genocide, the humans would most likely be exiled from Alpha, so losing their wealth, their status, and their city, I guess. Oh yeah, he also mentions like it will economically crash the humans. So earlier during the big market scene, Valerian, with the orders of the human government, stole the Mule converter and the last Pell. So the most sought after thing in the universe, and the only thing that can save the clan people's species, is in the hands of Valerian and Laureline the whole time. Whoa. Anyway, they figure it all out, and Commander Clive gets in big trouble. The clan people get their Pearl and the Gross Converter, and it all ends well. Laureline agrees to marry Valerian, and they kiss and probably have a whole bunch of space sex. Yeah. So that's it. It's a simple cover up the old genocide story, where the good guys are the bad guys, and the main bad guy is some government military dude gone rogue guy. That old chestnut. Oh yeah, so the alien spirit inside Valerian. So when the clan people die, their spirit or soul, or whatever you want to call it, gets blasted into the universe. It seems like if there is unrest, the spirit can choose a host to chill out in, maybe influence them a bit with dreams and shit. And so the princess died, and her spirit blasted across time and space, and chose Valerian to hang out in. The reasons being that she trusted him or knew he'd do the right thing or some shit. At the end, once all has been made right, her spirit gets set free and leaves Valerian's body. The clan people leave Alpha and drop Valerian and Laureline off in space with a beacon so the humans can find them, and they all live happily ever after. The end. Hey look, I made other videos, and I made some music, and I'm in a podcast. Check those things out if you want, or don't. Just do whatever makes you happy, man.